Okay, in this video I'm going to show you a couple things. First, I'm going to show you how to insert a chart. Then I'll show you how to create a horizontal and vertical line. Okay, so in this particular example, we already have our temperature column, our time column. It can be anything you have. So what we're going to first do is highlight or select the data points that you want to plot on a chart. Then you go to the Insert tab, and you have a couple options here. You can go to Recommended Charts. In this particular case, I'm going to use the scatter chart, and in this particular case I will use the smooth line with markers. You can also use smooth line without markers if you don't like those dots all over the line. Now here's your chart. You'll notice it automatically gave it a title. You can change that title. In this case I will, just by clicking in that option in the cell. I'll call it temp versus time. Also, if you want names for the X and Y axis, you go over here. Making sure you still have the chart selected, of course. You can go add chart element. So I'm going to do that, click on it. Chart title, in case it's above, we already have it, but you can click on the bottom one. And again, go back to chart elements, chart axis titles, and click on primary vertical. So now you have two titles. So now you can give those a name. You could call these temp, and this I'll call time. Okay, so now you got the basic elements of your chart, but we want to add that vertical line at a very specific data point. So you're going to right click here on the chart. You're going to go down to select data. All right, so this particular chart already has a data range. Now if you had multiple charts that you wanted to overlay, you can just go get them, select them, and when you click the add here. In this case we are going to add a line, but it's going to be our own line. So we're going to click on the add. We're going to call it something. In this case I'm going to call it horizontal. Now for the X and Y values, basically what you're telling the computer is you're telling it where do you want the line to start and stop with the X value, which is on the bottom. Well, in this particular case I'm going to pick 3. Now there's two ways to do it. One, you can just manually type it in, or you can actually go to the data chart and pick the element yourself. So I will do both in this particular example just to show you how it works. So we're going to start and stop at 3. So we're just going to put 3 and comma 3. All right, so for the Y value, well, we want it to go basically from the bottom all the way up here, and we'll pick 45. So instead of me typing that in, what I'm going to do is use the keyboard here, and I'm going to say I want you to start here at the 0, and I'm going to use a comma using the keyboard, and I want to end at 45. So basically it's saying I wanted to start here and end here. I could have easily have typed in 0-45. It would have gave the same thing. There's our line. If you need to edit these numbers because the slope's not quite working out, you select, in this case it was horizontal, you hit edit and you go edit those values. Okay, now if you want to change the color of that line, it's pretty simple. You're just going to click on it, and then you're going to come over here and you can change a couple things. You can change the color, the size, and the type of line. In this case we'll go with a red line. We'll leave the size alone, and we'll pick the third one. We'll go with a dash line. All right, so that's how you add a horizontal line. If you wanted to add a vertical line, the procedure is very similar. You're just changing the orientation. Again, right click, select data. Again, we're going to hit the add button. We're going to call this one horizontal. Now, in terms of the X value, well, the X's are on the bottom. We want it to start at 0 and end, in this case we'll go at 5. So again, you can either type that in, 0, 5, or I could come over here to the table and go 0, select 0, holding the control key, and click 5. It's up to you. Now, in terms of the y value, let's go with something very specific, like 28. Again, I can type that in or click on the keyboard, but we have to hit 28 to start and 28 to end. And we got a nice horizontal line. Of course, playing with those numbers, you can change the slope of that line. All right, so I can click OK. I'm going to go back and change this color to red, like the vertical line, and I'm going to also change it to a dash. And that's how you insert a horizontal and vertical line. Thanks for watching.